with us to help us stretch our brave and hack our story. We have Melanie Banayat. She is a certified holistic health coach, author, speaker, professional artist, and workshop facilitator. You kind of do a lot of stuff, Melanie.
I do, yes.
Nice to have you on.
It's good to be on. Thank you.
And a new book. This is the most incredible thing. I love this. I've known you for a while, Melanie.
Yep.
But you came. When did this come out? Stretch Your Brave, Hack Your
This
Story.
just came out about a month ago. Been working on it for a while.
I can tell that you have, and as I read this, I couldn't believe it. I thought, my little Melanie, she wrote like all this. I mean, I had no idea that you were so, that you were able to have so much knowledge and input and information that you could share something so enlightening, because this really is enlightening. I enjoyed the book very much, Melanie.
Wonderful. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, my training as a health coach and then working with clients is what really gave me, you know, enough to put a book like this together and the motivation to do that.
I guess. Now, when you do, what's the difference between a holistic health coach and a nutritionist or a dietitian? Because there's food, there's diet information in this too.
Exactly, and a lot of people do kind of mix up what a health coach is with nutritionists or dietitians, and it's very different. A nutritionist or dietitian really focuses more on the food aspects, calorie counting, measurements, and that sort of thing, and menu planning, and really, you know, compliance and non-compliance. And health coaches really focus more on the inside game. What's going on up here and here, your gut feelings, your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, behaviors.
Because that can affect your life almost as much as what you eat, I think, how you feel about it. I had a cancer victim one time, and he just said, and he was, you know, in remission, but he said it's how you feel about your food is as important as what you're eating. I mean, seriously, all that attitude. So this wraps all this. When you say holistic, this means this is a...
It's everything. So we take a look at your spirituality, your relationships, your career, what you're doing in retirement, your physical activity. We look at all of it. Because
you're saying sometimes when people have chronic illness, it's not just about the illness, it's about things that possibly are still hurting them, causing problems?
Absolutely. Yeah, well, you know, things from your past and things from your present. I mean, you could be in a toxic relationship right now in your present, or working in a toxic environment that can be manifesting into chronic diseases
and you're
of
denying
lifestyle.
it, and then
denying
you're having pain, and then you're treating the symptoms and not the cause, this kind of thing. How does Stretch Your Brave, Hack Your Story, how does this help?
So the way this really all began, and it was inspired by a number of different things, one of them being that here in the United States, we have 5% of the world's population, and yet 75% of consumption of prescription medications take place here in the United States, which is a pretty huge motivator for me to say, we've got to change this. We've really got to look at what healthcare really means and take that back into our control. So this came about because when people go to their medical doctor, and they're lucky if they get to spend a good 10 minutes talking directly with their doctor. They get a prescription and get sent out the door, and no one ever really investigates their story. No one hacks into it and looks at what the root cause is. And so that's how this Stretch Your Brave, Hack Your Story came about, was we've got to learn how to look into our story. We've got to work with our healthcare providers to find out what those root causes really are and how to turn those around.
Wow, because you're going to get more at the beginning. I mean, you had some experience that you said, well, I need to change this. I need to change my story. You said, hack into your story, and I love this. You know, stretch your brave.
Yes, you know, it's scary for a lot of people to go and investigate around into what's really causing these problems in their life. And so when I say stretch your brave, that means stretching outside of that comfort zone and digging in. And sometimes it requires a little help to do that, which is why we have people like health coaches or other natural healthcare practitioners out there that can help us do that.
And the book is a really good start. I mean, you meant this as sort of a coffee table book where you don't have to read it straight through.
That's right. You pick it up, leave it out on your coffee table, have conversations start off of this. I really wanted to design this to be a beautiful book that people would be willing to leave out, so that it would spark conversations.
Which it is, and there's art. We have pictures that we're showing of the art inside, which is absolutely beautiful. At the back, there's a bunch of questions about your own story that help you ask yourself questions that might lead you to why you're ill. And so what do you do then after you've answered all the questions? Where do you go then, Melanie?
Well, I'm putting together, and a lot of people are already asking me for this, where's the workbook that's going to go with this? And I'm working on it now, finishing it up, and that will come out this summer. So I can't tell you an exact date, but it will be out this
just watch
summer.
for it. Information on the screen, you know, for a website and all that kind of stuff. And you're having a book signing June 20th at Prescott Crush Wine Cafe.
Yes.
Okay, so people can ask you more questions there and get
Absolutely.
copies of the book and everything.
Yes.
Very helpful. Made a difference in your life. By the way, you have note cards and stuff, and your art is beautiful in it.
Thank you.
Melanie Banayat, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
A great thing for folks if they're feeling sick. Thanks,
Awesome.
Melanie.
Thank you.
Don't go away. We're going to take a break. We'll have Lights, Camera, Review coming right up.